Since getting AKC recognition in 1930. These strikingly speckled hunting dogs are also versatile. Some work in drug and bomb detection. They're also active companions. And the suddenly ubiquitous French Bulldog remains the fourth most popular breed for a second year after surging from 83rd a quarter of a century ago.
They are priceless, those two, aren't they?
I love those things.
I know, aren't they cute?
But Eric, the lab remains
still rules.
number one.
Stay out of the garbage, Kate. He's home watching right now.
That's right.
Is it officially spring
Not yet. We got 10 seconds.
10.
So,
count it down.
Count it down. News 3 at 5 and spring starts right now.
And right now at 5, documents show animal welfare concerns at the Vilas Zoo. This has an ongoing dispute over the operations there. Continue.
Area farmers are heading to help Nebraska farmers recover after flooding. How you can join in their efforts.
Plus, the school district is going to referendum April 2nd, while leaders there feel a tax increase is worth making the necessary upgrades.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3. Newly released documents are showing concerns about animal welfare at Madison's Henry Vilas Zoo.
They're also revealing a contentious relationship between Dane County Zoo staff and the Henry Vilas Zoological Society, the nonprofit that partners with the county to raise money for the zoo. This comes as the county is ending that longtime partnership with the society. And our Madeline O'Neill is in the studio with us now with the latest. Maddie?
Well, this is all in the midst of an ongoing dispute involving the way the Henry Vilas Zoological Society collects and spends money. But we're learning there's more to this story. Dane County documents show the society alleged last fall that the zoo's executive director employed by the county used derogatory, sexually explicit language toward HVZS staff. But a Dane County Human Resources investigation released yesterday found no basis for discipline against Director Rhonda Schwetz. Dane County is parting ways with HVZS, expressing worries that the society's proposals to stage animal trainings and exercise control over zoo operations might put the zoo's accreditation at risk. But a report released by the county to News 3 Now from the accreditation agency, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, last year listed major concerns at the zoo, such as animals spending too much time in small or sparse areas and insufficient veterinary coverage. Now, this free zoo means a lot to patrons, including Luke and his daughters, Zoe and Lucy.
Yes, it means everyone has access to see these animals, which is cool. Free access to education for families around the city, so that's nice.
Dane County is now seeking a new fundraising partner. The current partnership officially ends March 31st, and county officials say they're making arrangements so zoo visitors won't notice a difference come April 1st. The county says their main priority is keeping the zoo open and free to all, adding that most of the AZA concerns in the last year's report have been addressed, and the ones that remain center on the need for extra staff, which they are working to hire. The HVZS says they have no comment on these new details. We also reached out to the zoo's director, and we haven't heard back for comment.
Maddie O'Neill reporting. Maddie, thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. WISC-TV has a joint marketing agreement with the Friends of the Henry Vilas Zoo, which includes various things like sponsorship of zoo events and the weather camera that you see on the air. A man arrested Monday in connection with a fatal shooting last week in Beloit has been released. 21-year-old Teron White was killed in a shooting March 11th in the area of Elm Street and Roosevelt Avenue. The two other people shot were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening wounds. 30-year-old Gregory Carter was arrested in connection with the shooting. Police say Carter had been released from jail without charges, but that does not mean he will never be charged. Officials say the investigation is ongoing and more arrests are expected.
A Beloit woman arrested for allegedly stabbing her husband is being held on a $5,000 cash bond. According to the complaint, when police arrived at the home where the stabbing allegedly happened, Amy Pittman was sitting on the front porch with her hands up. Her hands, wrists, shoes, and socks were all covered with blood. She smelled of intoxicants. Inside, police say they found a man lying on his side with a child, applying pressure to a wound near his chest. The complaint says the man had life-threatening injuries but is expected to survive.
Police and family are concerned about the welfare of 38-year-old Yuri Burrows, who is a veteran. Officials say Burrows was reportedly seen visiting a tavern late Monday night in Howard, which is near Green Bay. He drives a gray 2010 Toyota 4Runner with a military license plate EWAR-FR. Anyone with information on Burrows' location is asked to call the Green Bay Police Department.
A toddler was found wandering near the 1500 block of Roosevelt Avenue in the city of Beloit this morning. Officials say a passerby saw the boy, called 911. This was about 7:30 this morning. Police were eventually able to reunite the boy with his mother after canvassing the neighborhood for close to an hour. Police say the situation doesn't appear to be suspicious. They did call Child Protective Services to assist with the investigation. No charges were filed.
Let's get a look at your forecast now. Dana Fulton is here with the first day of spring forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, we're officially spring-like. It feels like it outside. I wish we had sunshine, though. That's the only downside for us today. A mostly cloudy sky throughout southern Wisconsin. Our rainfall, though, not really all over the place. Just a few light, isolated drizzle spots. I did feel a few raindrops when I first came out here, but I haven't felt anything for about 5 minutes now. North towards the Dells, we do have some flurries if you get north of Camp Douglas, but again, some light isolated drizzle spots expected for us this evening, and nothing that should stop any of your evening plans. Right now it's about 46 in Madison. Our breeze coming from the west-southwest at about 6 miles per hour. We've had a few gusts pick up a little bit, close to about 15 miles per hour, but it's not too windy outside, just a little breezy. Right now, again, 46 in Madison, about 48 in Janesville, and 41 in Platteville. So a mild evening expected for us. Our breeze might pick up a little more for us overnight, anywhere from 8 to 15 miles per hour expected as we head into tomorrow morning. Temperatures will fall into the 30s. We'll stop right at about 30, though, for your Thursday morning. Now, Thursday will bring a little more sun and milder weather for the end of the week. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next 7 to 10 days in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. After a rapid snow melt coupled with rainfall last week, Adams County is still dealing with the impacts of major flooding. County Road G reopened today, while County Roads J and Z remain closed. Several township roads remain underwater. Adams County officials are in the process of compiling damage reports to submit to the Wisconsin Department of Emergency Management. So far, 25 homeowners, one business have all reported damage to the county, and we'll have more details on News 3 Now at 6.
A brutal winter filled with snow, cold, and ice had many schools in Wisconsin canceling classes on several different days. The Adams Friendship School District was also forced to cancel classes for 3 days last week due to flooding, making for a total of 13 school days missed due to a weather event. To make up for the missed time, school officials have moved the last day of school from May 29th to June 5th.
The governor of Nebraska is calling the flooding there the most widespread destruction that state has ever seen.
The devastation impacting farmers is approaching nearly $1 billion in crop and cattle losses. Keely Arthur shares how one Columbia County farmer is heading there to help. Keely?
Well, Joe Keller knows the struggles of running a farm firsthand, so when he saw the devastation in Nebraska, he was inspired to help. In a post now shared more than 800 times, Joe called on people to donate household items and farming equipment to families out there who have lost everything. One day after posting donations are coming in, he's even gained some volunteers who will join him when he heads there to help a week from today.
There's already a Cajun Navy that comes out of Louisiana. They go around to different disasters, you know, with their boats and trucks and everything, and try to help out. I thought about that when I thought, oh, let's have a Badger Army and head out there and try to help out.
The main drop-off site is at Wallersheim Winery, where Keller works. During the day, you can drop off anything from shovels, feed, even diapers there from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. They are open 7 days a week.
All right, Keely, thank you.
Some 23 million metric tons of salt is dumped on roads across the country every winter. Researchers say all that salt is causing a growing problem for Wisconsin lakes. Studies show Lake Mendota has about 25 times the amount of chloride it had before we started putting salt down about 80 years ago. Researchers have been monitoring the levels since then and say if we don't do something different soon, the quality of our lakes will continue to deteriorate. Republicans on the Wisconsin Building Commission are refusing to endorse Democratic Governor Tony Evers' plan for $2.5 billion in construction projects across the state. Republican lawmakers sent the governor a letter calling his proposed $2 billion in borrowing, quote, unrealistic and unsustainable. They called on the governor to work with them on a more modest plan.
In less than 2 weeks, voters in Clinton will make a major decision on the future of the school district there.
District officials are hopeful a multi-million-dollar referendum will pass. Our Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with what changes could come if that were to happen. Adam?
Well, Eric and Susan, nearly 10 years ago, voters chose to decline a potential referendum in the school district of Clinton. Now, nearly a decade later, district leaders are hopeful now is the time. It's no question students at Clinton Elementary School have their fair share of fun.
Kids are coming in, greeting you, giving you hugs, saying hi, eager to start a day.
However, the adults in charge say these kids are limited by the building they're in.
We have deficiencies here in this district, and we're limited by the educational space that we currently have. It really comes down to accessibility, safety, and quality of education that we can provide.
A building that was built and designed nearly 60 years ago.
It's not ADA accessible. The entryways that we have right here, safety and security is an issue. It's not up to today's standards. The classrooms are ineffective for the educational needs of today's modern education.
On April 2nd, the district will go to referendum for the third time in 10 years. This time, the $32 million plan to tear down this elementary school, along with the middle school, and replace both with one building for 4K through 6th grade. District Administrator Jim Brewer says the upgrades will be everywhere.
There would be 3 classes per grade level. There would be 3 station gym. There would be a stage, which is larger than the stage that we currently have in the existing middle school. And of course, it would have a library. It would have a band room.
The referendum would increase local taxes about $22 per month for a home worth $100,000. Brewer says in the past, this tax increase turned some away from the plan. In fact, that's why he says they didn't go to referendum in the fall. But he says that indecision inspired the school board to craft the best possible solution.
They wanted to take their time to make sure that they did it right versus trying to slam something down people's throats when they weren't quite ready.
One that he feels would give students a space to learn.
We're going to have some fun in art today? Yeah? Yeah? Do you like art? Yeah, me too.
And Brewer says he was encouraged to see how Rock County referendums played out in the fall election, with the majority of them passing. He says he hopes Clinton is the next school district to do so come April 2nd.
Adam Duxter in Janesville tonight. Adam, thanks.
Get ready for the orange barrels. The Verona Road project is about to resume major construction starting tomorrow night. Traffic will shift and there will be some nightly lane closures. Work in 2019 will include the construction of 3 overpasses, 1 to carry Williamsburg Way traffic over Verona Road and 2 more to carry Verona Road traffic over Highway PD.
We'll always have 2 lanes open on Verona Road in each direction, especially during morning and afternoon rush hours. There will be nighttime lane closures from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. weeknights. Otherwise, people can certainly get through the area.
And he reminds drivers to put down phones, pay close attention to the changes because the speed limit will be reduced in that stretch to 40 miles per hour. Some 60,000 vehicles travel that stretch of highway every day.
Well, we want to let you know about a special event happening Monday night here at News 3 Now. Our Call for Action volunteers will be in the office Monday night starting at 5 p.m. to take your questions and mediate on your behalf to get a solution from the business you might be struggling with. Our Leah Linscheid will be in with live reports to show you what our CFA team can do to help you. That's Monday night, 5 to 7 p.m. here on News 3 Now. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, the president taking aim at a late senator and the husband of one of his top aides will explain.
And just 1 day away from the NCAA men's basketball tournament, how filling out brackets could be costing employers a lot of money.
On Wall Street, the Dow tumbles 142 points in midweek trading, while the Nasdaq gets a 5-point bump. The S&P 500 lost 8. We'll be right back. The president is using Twitter to launch attacks against two of his biggest critics, one living and one dead.
The president attacked the late Senator John McCain on Twitter last weekend and again in the Oval Office yesterday. Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson is speaking out against President Trump over his criticism of Senator McCain. He called the president's comments about McCain, quote, deplorable.
I wanted to be crystal clear that we need to talk about the politics of the military any way we want to, but we don't talk about our veterans any way but to brag on them for the service they render, the job that they do.
The president also lashed out at the husband of one of his closest advisors, Kellyanne Conway. He tweeted this morning calling George Conway Mr. Kellyanne Conway and said he was a stone-cold loser and a husband from hell. As March Madness heats up, many employees across the nation are jumping into office pools at work, and that could be costing employers a lot of money. In a survey, office workers admitted spending an average of 25 minutes during the workday watching games and filling out brackets. Analysts say that adds up to an estimated $13 billion in lost productivity for employers. CBS will be covering the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Coverage starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. On Friday, the Badgers will be playing the Oregon Ducks, and that will air on TBS at 3:30.
So in other words, we'd like to promote that lack of productivity in the next few days. Let's get a look at your first alert weather. Spring has sprung, and here's meteorologist Dana Fulton, our first alert forecast. Dana?
If we had to do a bracket for our forecast, I think the winning temperatures will be tomorrow, as we're looking at highs getting close to 50 today in the upper 40s for us. 47 the official high in Madison, just a little above average. Our overnight lows also a little above average. We only felt to about 33 early this morning, and we should have been a little closer to 26. So not too bad of a forecast for the first day of spring. It is just a little cloudy outside for us right now. We do have a few little isolated drizzle spots, not really enough that you would even need your umbrella for. It was just outside. Could only feel a few raindrops towards Viroqua and La Crosse. It does look like we have some light mix in that direction, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in north of the Dells towards Camp Douglas. But again, it's just some light moisture, only measuring trace amounts for us. As we do have this trough just draped through Wisconsin, low pressure centered north and south of us. As that crosses over, we're expecting a clearing sky slowly and steadily overnight, and we will have sunshine again by Thursday afternoon. It will slowly become partly cloudy in the morning and then a mostly sunny sky expected later on in the day. Temperature-wise, it'll be pretty comfortable for the end of the week. So all this moisture continues on east. By tomorrow morning, we have our breeze coming from the northwest. Maybe a little breezy early on, about 8 to 15 miles per hour for us early in the day. Westerly flow expected in the afternoon with that mostly sunny sky in southern Wisconsin. Friday, also planning on a mostly sunny sky for us. Another breezy start to the day with that air coming in from the northwest. And then in the afternoon, we're going to continue to stay sunny. Mostly clear throughout the day on Saturday. But our next system, you notice that creeping in at the clouds for Iowa. They'll start to see rainfall late Saturday night, and it looks like that rain will finally reach us. Some light rain expected for Sunday and Monday. So a little closer look again tonight. We are expecting these light sprinkle chances just for the next few hours this evening. A mostly cloudy sky this evening will steadily become partly cloudy overnight. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will fall close to 30 for us overnight. So anything outside might freeze a little bit in the morning. By the afternoon, we'll be close to 50 for our afternoon highs with a mostly sunny sky later in the day. And then we're going to continue to watch that sky stay clear heading into Friday morning. Friday temperatures will start off in the low 30s, and then by the afternoon, we're looking at high temperatures in the middle to lower 40s for us. So it should be a really nice end to the week. Again, overnight lows just below freezing, about 30 degrees. That breeze 8 to 15 miles per hour coming from the northwest. So it is cooler air moving in for us. Our skies will steadily become partly cloudy by early tomorrow morning, but we'll hold on to these clouds at least till about midnight. Tomorrow afternoon, we're planning on 50 degrees in Madison. Our breeze coming from the west, still 8 to 15 miles per hour. So still a little breezy outside, but overall mild for our first full day of spring. Mild weather stays with us. We're close to 50 again for Thursday, mid 40s for Friday. And then we're back to 50 degrees on Saturday with sunshine. Our next chance for rain will slowly creep in late at night on Saturday and as we head into Sunday. So get ready for those showers to stay with us for Sunday and into Monday. I do want to take a look at what's going on the roads right now, though. I have good news. No accidents to report at this time. This is a live look at the Beltline right at Park Street. A few brake lights there on the eastbound side, but westbound, we're not seeing any major delays. So a closer look here at the Beltline. Eastbound, we have our speeds in a good spot for right now. Westbound, there is a bit of a slowdown there right after 151, but then things pick up yet again over towards Middleton. Downtown, you may see the brake lights a little bit, and on the Isthmus, we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown from what traffic would look like if we were, you know, in the middle of the afternoon. But for your evening commute, looks pretty okay. Sauk County looks good, and then around Janesville, not seeing any major delays at this time. Northbound from Verona to the Beltline will take you just about 6 minutes. Westbound from Oregon to the Beltline, about 7 minutes. And then from Springfield to University Avenue, a quick 4-minute drive. The longer drives here, northbound from Janesville to the Beltline, 26 minutes, 21 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton. And then from Sun Prairie to downtown, will be just about 16 minutes for you this evening. That's a quick look at your First Alert traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a breakthrough for new mothers with postpartum depression. We'll explain after a short break. The FDA has approved the first drug to treat postpartum depression.
The condition affects more than 400,000 women every year. Dr. Tara Narula has more.
I remember being in that picture.
Stephanie and Adam Hathaway had just moved to China when they became parents for the first time.
She was the same size as Monkey.
Shortly after daughter Hadley was born, Stephanie started sliding into depression.
I had intrusive thoughts. Your husband deserves a better wife. Your children deserve a better mom.
Symptoms of postpartum depression can include sadness, anxiety, irritability, loss of appetite, self-harm, including suicide, and loss of interest in the new baby. After 3 months on antidepressants, Stephanie was feeling more like her old self. When she became pregnant with daughter Brenly, Stephanie went back on medication as a precaution.
How soon after the birth of your second child did you start to feel those same symptoms?
The crying was immediate. It was darker than the first time.
This time, antidepressants didn't help.
Hey, Daddy.
So Stephanie signed up for a clinical trial of a new kind of medicine. Zulresso targets specific brain receptors to rebalance the hormones that spike during pregnancy and plummet after birth. Dr. Samantha Meltzer-Brody at the University of North Carolina led the trials and says fast-acting relief is vital.
The currently available treatments are not going to work for generally a month or more. That's really hard to look at someone and say, I know you're suffering tremendously and we're going to start treatment and maybe a month from now you'll feel better.
The new medicine is a one-time intravenous treatment that requires a 3-night hospital stay. In clinical trials of more than 200 women, 70% had improved mood, appetite, sleep, and functioning. Stephanie felt better on her very first day.
Between hours 12 and 18, I noticed a huge difference. Those intrusive thoughts I told you about were gone, and they never came back.
Women in the clinical trials were followed for 30 days, with most finding relief. Side effects may include sleepiness, dizziness, and headache. It's expected to cost between $20,000 and $35,000. Dr. Tara Narula, CBS News, New York.
We'll have another check of your forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
Here's a look at some of the stories we are working on tonight. New details on a Boeing 737 crash, what we are learning from the pilot's own words. This teenager is suing his school over the chicken pox. And we catch up with the original Soul Man tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And spring is here.
Yes.
You didn't get the yellow
You guys
memo
have your
today.
colors on for spring.
So yellow tie, you could have matched.
I'll change that for 6.
Good. Okay. Good to know. So we are looking at sunshine at least for your Thursday and Friday. Skies will steadily become partly cloudy overnight. We do have a few drizzle spots for this evening, but nothing that you really need an umbrella for. Again, 50 the high for tomorrow. Will drop a little bit for Friday afternoon, but right back towards 50 for Saturday. And then our next chance for some measurable rainfall will come in for Sunday and Monday morning. But overall, not a bad start to spring.
Oh, looks
Winter
good.
is over. All right. We'll be back in 30 minutes with more updates on News 3 Now at 6.